you're looking for a quick skincare fix that gives you quick results while compromising long-term skin health, this video is not for you. Just keep scrolling. But if you are interested in learning the deeper truths behind healthy skin for life, how to attain ageless, even skin for decades to come, this is the place for you. What I'm about to share will change the way you think about skincare and will only work for those that have patience and a lot of common sense. We need to set aside all of the marketing jargon and get to the science and understanding how skin function works. First, let's establish that most of what I share, all of the advice that I share, goes against what every dermatologist will tell you. We have to be very clear that your dermatologist went to medical school to learn how to perform injections, which are mostly toxins, short-term solutions, as well as prescribe lots of fast fixes that compromise your health. So some of those are long-term antibiotics, steroids, as well as tretinoin, which has ruined so many people's skin. The reality is all of those interventions are designed to treat symptoms. So if you see a wrinkle, you pump it up with a filler, or you're freezing a muscle, causing, and that's Botox, causing lots of negative side effects for your overall health, which end up aging you long term. So we have to first establish that. That's the only way that you can truly understand the Beauty Doctrine method of taking care of your skin healthily, minimizing all of those negative side effects of free radical damage. All of those treatments create a level of inflammation in your body, free radical cascade that causes rapid aging in different ways. So we need to understand fundamentals of skin health, our body health, why we age, and how to prevent it in the first place. So this is one of the most important videos that I will put out there. And before we move on to practical advice, please take a quick moment to like this video and subscribe so that we can expand this channel and bring more sound advice to more people. This video will open your eyes to common mistakes that I'm sure many of you are making without even realizing it, thinking that you're actually doing something good for your skin, because there's so much terrible advice out there by the top skincare professionals. I have nothing to gain from trying to sell you an intervention. And so my absolute goal is to change the beauty industry. I left corporate America. I had worked for many brands that created a lot of skincare that's full of irritants, carcinogens, hormonal disruptors. It's basically what most of us have used for decades, and now I'm trying to make a huge difference in the beauty industry, change the mindset. Hopefully we can put some pressure on brands to create better products that are good for your health instead of just the bottom line. So save this video because you're gonna want to refer back to it. So in this video, let's talk about 5 mistakes that most consumers make when it comes to skincare, and then how to remedy them afterwards. So 5 mistakes, 5 good habits. The first mistake is using retinoids too young and also in too strong a concentration. I've seen retinoids prescribed for everything from acne to wrinkles to prevention, all of it. Dermatologists call it the gold standard of anti-aging. That is the gold standard of speeding up aging. I'll explain. So essentially, retinoids are a very high concentration of synthetic vitamin A. They work by increasing and inducing cell growth, cell turnover, revealing new skin, reducing hyperpigmentation, and increasing collagen production. That all sounds great, unless you use it in your prime, in your 20s, your teens. You have so much collagen, so you really just want to protect what you have rather than induce additional collagen production. It's not always a good thing. Never a good idea to start that artificial collagen induction that early, because you're increasing your sun sensitivity, you're increasing flakiness, dryness, inflammation, all of which will lead to higher inflammation and hence faster aging. So in your teens and 20s and even early 30s, you should be focused on maintaining and protecting the collagen that you have, as well as increasing it internally. The ways are many and they're so simple. Even just occasional exposure to red light therapy can boost that collagen induction. You want to make sure that you're consuming your vitamin C, your minerals, your protein, your collagen, and your collagen will be as dense as you want it. You're going to be preventing that loss without having to resort to weakening your lipid barrier just so you can speed up cell metabolism. And keep in mind, our ability to turn over cells over a lifetime is finite. So you want to keep those really aggressive treatments like tretinoin till later in life, if you ever need them. I still would not use a tretinoin on my skin, and I'm 47 years old. And so it's never really something I recommend, because I know that there are many, many ways that are a lot more gentle. It does not mean that you should not use vitamin A at all. Vitamin A can be extremely helpful for the skin. It's going to help with cell DNA repair. It's going to help with some turnover. It's also a really powerful antioxidant. However, we need to watch the source, the concentration, and use it in a way that it's not going to cause inflammation. So that's really key. So it's best to go with much more gentle retinols, because a retinoid, especially the prescription ones, they tend to be a lot more aggressive, a lot more concentrated. So you can probably go with an over-the-counter retinol, or even better, a retinol alternative like bakuchiol or rosehip oil, especially when you're younger. Again, so teens, 20s, early 30s, you do not need an aggressive retinol. Let's quickly cover the history of isotretinoin. Initially, it was approved by the FDA to treat severe cystic acne. And once it was discovered that it can have an impact on collagen induction, wrinkle reduction, it just became this go-to prescription for everyone to minimize signs of aging. And that's a big mistake. And that's because it comes with a long list of side effects. Let's go through them. So I'll read them so I'm not missing any. In a scientific paper published in 1987, some of the side effects, this is not a comprehensive list, but just some of them: lethargy, depression, insomnia, hair loss, headache, bone and joint pain, liver enlargement. It was also noted that it could cause irritability and psychosis. Obviously, this is because of the accumulation of vitamin A in our tissues, which can be cytotoxic. It can be toxic to our cells. I have a comprehensive blog that I wrote about this topic that talks about the natural forms, synthetic forms, different concentrations, and so much more. So if you want to learn more about retinoids and why they're not good for you, feel free to click on the link below in the description and you can find out more. Now let's cover the next mistake that you're most likely making. Using improper sunscreen. Yes, there is such a thing as improper sunscreen. I hear dermatologists all the time say any sunscreen is a good one. No, because many of them, especially chemical sunscreens, actually 100% of chemical sunscreens are not healthy for us for many reasons. In fact, a lot of them have a chemical benzene, which is a carcinogen. Secondly, they tend to be unstable. They degrade within the bottle very quickly. They require a lot of preservatives and a lot of emulsifiers. And you might think, okay, that's a good thing because chemists are taking good care in preserving the formulas. That is not good, because 100% of the formula ends up on your skin and in your bloodstream. Our skin can absorb up to 30% of the products that we put on them. So you do not want that many chemicals in your skin, because once they end up in your bloodstream, they are hormonal disruptors. And we hear this term hormonal disruptors very often these days, and many people just have gotten accustomed to hearing it, so they don't quite understand what that means. But if we delve deep into hormones, and I'll create a separate video about that, hormones are the engine of the body. Hormonal dysfunction is a very serious issue because that can affect our thyroid, our adrenals, our overall health, skin, all of it. So it's so important to keep those hormonal disruptors outside of our bodies, not be rubbing them in hopes that we don't get a tan. Not worth it. Not to make you feel guilty, but I see many parents, and I was one of them, rubbing all of those chemical sunscreens and spraying them on their children, and that can lead to early puberty. It can affect their fertility. It can affect their health, their respiratory health. Never spray a sunscreen on a child. So you really want to be careful what sunscreen you select. It is crucial to your health and that of your children. Third mistake is neglecting nutrition. We've heard so much about Botox and fillers and chemical peels and exfoliants and peptides and all these things and how much they can do for our skin, that we have been brainwashed into thinking that all these external interventions can actually improve our skin density and help our skin be healthy and youthful. That is not true. If you consume a diet that's high in processed foods or sugar, there is no amount of Botox or filler or even skincare that can help you attain healthy skin. That's the bottom line. So the first defense against premature aging is what you put on your plate. The fourth mistake is ignoring the natural cycle of exfoliation of our bodies. We have natural enzymes. They're there. Our bodies are perfect. They are equipped with enzymes that can exfoliate our skin naturally. We're constantly shedding dead skin cells. We make a new epidermis layer every month. And so when people are exfoliating daily, which I've seen very often, all they're doing is stripping away their natural moisture, oils, lipid barrier, and so on. Your skin cannot, it has no ability whatsoever to shed more cells than it already has. So you're truly just contributing to irritation rather than renewing your skin. Fifth mistake, and this is something I still have a very hard time understanding, is people are shopping for their skincare based on scent, packaging, promises of a brand versus the ingredients that are in the product. And they love their fragrance. They love their water-based formulations, although they are going to speed up aging, like La Prairie and Lancome, Chanel, Dior, mainstream brands that are just packed with fragrances, with mineral oil, with toxic ingredients, and you're thinking that that's going to de-age your skin. You are very wrong. You might still be delivering some moisture, you might be delivering some peptides, maybe some vitamin C, but also really high doses of toxic fragrance and toxic chemicals that are contributing to hormonal disruption. Some of them are carcinogenic, as well as just irritants that build up in your system. 5 ways that you can actually start reversing aging, and I promise you, you will see results in 2 months if you follow what I'm about to share. The first advice that I can give you is to maintain the collagen that you have already. So don't destroy it. How do you maintain it? You maintain it by protecting your skin fully and accurately and adequately with sunscreen, and it needs to be a non-nano zinc, preferably tinted, because it checks off all the boxes, because that'll protect you from UV light, broad spectrum protection. It's going to protect you from your screens, from overhead light, from so much more, while soothing the skin. Many people forget that zinc is actually a calming and soothing ingredient, so that can counteract a lot of negative effects of other skincare products that you could be using, or if you have a compromised lipid barrier, zinc can help protect it and allow it to rebuild. Don't skip your vitamin A. You don't need to. You can still get your retinol internally and externally. Of course, I prefer internally because it's going to help the entire body head to toe versus just the face. And so to do that, you can consume a supplement that has vitamin A built in, like Better Roots. You can consume liver, which is extremely nutrient dense. You don't even need to take those pills every day. They're just little capsules that you can consume maybe 2 or 3 times a week, and that's what I do. If you would rather go the topical route, you can do rosehip oil. I use that every single day and night. It's got trans-retinoic acid, which converts into retinol once it's applied to the skin, and it's in very low doses or concentrations to the point where you do not feel it, you don't get any sensitivity. Just don't use rosehip oil alone and need to have some type of a buffer oil. My recommendation is always barrier repair serum because it's got jojoba with it, which balances it out. The other wonderful retinol alternative is bakuchiol. So that's a plant that's also anti-inflammatory. So you're not only getting the vitamin A benefits, but you're reducing any inflammation that might be happening in the skin. And if you want to go the more synthetic route, as long as you go in with a low concentration, something that's compatible with the skin, that's more gentle, you can look for a product that has retinol palmitate or the HPR form of retinol, which I really like, and you can find that in the Bloom Effects Overnight Retinoid Serum. The third tip that I cannot emphasize enough is to take care of your skin from the inside out. Your skin is an organ, it's attached to your body. Whatever you put in your body or on it, it's going to affect the skin. And so a diet that is high in, of course, hydration, good moisture like avocado, olive oil, omega-3 fatty acids, fatty fish, all of that is going to moisturize that skin from the inside out, maintain that elasticity, lower inflammation. You got to increase your protein, especially women. They don't consume enough protein. It needs to be part of every meal. So make sure you have that protein because it gives you all the amino acids, which are the building blocks of your collagen. Add that collagen as well into your skin, either via bone broth or marine collagen. Creatine is a phenomenal supplement that most skincare experts don't talk about, but that is going to increase collagen production as well as hydration within the skin. Maintain your antioxidant intake. So important to have those antioxidants. They're the first line defenders against free radical damage. Our skin is literally under assault all the time from the skincare we put on it, from pollution, from all the environmental aggressors, all the toxins around us in the environment. So you need a good amount of antioxidants consumed internally as well as applied topically. So make sure you are consuming your vitamin C, your vitamin A, polyphenols, and other nutrients that can enhance your defense mechanism. Bottom line, the less free radicals you have in your body, less aging happens. Antioxidants are also essential to collagen induction. So not only we're replenishing that collagen by consuming protein and actual collagen, but also we're sending signals for collagen production and replenishment if we're consuming good amounts of vitamin C, raw vitamin C from real food sources, not the L-ascorbic synthetic vitamin C, as well as minerals, especially copper. Your body will not be able to synthesize that collagen without copper. Number 4 is to choose the right exfoliant for your skin as well as the right frequency. This can make or break your skin. Yes, exfoliation can be helpful, but it can also be detrimental to the skin. Let's talk about the helpful part. We avoid anything that's a scrub, so no physical exfoliation of any source, whether it's granular or a brush. We want to go with chemical exfoliants. Glycolic acid tends to be very strong for most people, so go with lactic acid, just a low dose. You don't need 25% lactic acid, 30%, 5 to 7% is plenty, and then just use it once a week. That's plenty exfoliation for most of us. Very few people need to increase that frequency, maybe in older age because we have less enzymes that naturally exfoliate our skin. So sometimes our skin needs that boost, that extra help. Or if you're trying to attain a result, for example, you've been in the sun for a long time this summer and you want to start fading that pigmentation faster, you can increase that frequency to about twice a week, but no more than that. Again, our skin exfoliates itself naturally. We're only able to turn over cells once a month unless we're forcing that cellular turnover with powerful retinoids, which we've established they're not that good for us after all. The fifth tip I can give you is to use red light therapy. Start early. Red light therapy is one of those things that are just magical. It's a gift. It can take place of Botox, filler, all types of interventions and preventions because it truly helps improve our mitochondrial function, our hydration, our cell turnover, our collagen production, our hair growth. The benefits are endless with very minimal side effects. You would only experience side effects if you're using it wrong, if you're overdoing it, if you literally put that if you put that device on your face and fall asleep all night without turning it off. You have to do something really drastic for you to actually have a reaction to red light therapy. So the benefits are tremendous and the side effects are very, very minimal.